Good evening. I'm Jan Daniel Lancaster, the Superintendent of Catholic Schools for the Archdiocese of New Orleans. Thank you for welcoming me into your home this evening to share the good news of Catholic education in our area. Every month, our schools, Our Future, will feature topics of importance in Catholic education and highlight the special accomplishments of our area Catholic schools and their students. In this episode, we will highlight Catholic identity, Bessie Non-Public School Commission, and continue to discuss the strategic plan. Stay tuned as we welcome our first guest after this break. Welcome back once again to Our Schools, Our Future, our new program to help us in our mission of sharing the good news of Catholic education. Every month, we're going to shine the spotlight on at least one school in the Archdiocese. Last month's episode, we highlighted the robotics program in our schools. Tonight, we have the principal of St. Peter's School in Covington, Melody Barouse, showing us a Catholic identity initiative in our Catholic schools. Welcome, Melody. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you for having me. I'm certainly excited to be here, very excited to share something that we're working hard on at St. Peter's School, and that is a program called Families Growing in Faith. I had to think back on really the very humble beginnings of Families Growing in Faith, and it started with our DRE, who has a real heart for family catechesis and saw the need and felt the need within her own family to really help equip parents to grow in their faith and grow in their love for Jesus.
Is that Celie Clark? I hear she's wonderful.
It is Celie Clark, and she is wonderful. She is very wonderful. So many years ago, as the director of our Parish School of Religion, Celie started on a monthly basis bringing in speakers to church. And when parents came to drop their children off at the Parish School of Religion, they could come to church at the same time, hear a very practical speaker speaking on something that is very pertinent to our young families today, just on what they do in their house to grow in their faith, and how they have found loving the Lord and praying more has made a difference in their lives. So Celie started this several years ago, and it really has caught on. And through a lot of prayer, she brought to our parish, our pastoral council, and said, what if we did this as a parish-wide program and include our school parents? Because certainly on all of our hearts is, what can we do for our parents? We recognize the struggles that they have. Certainly, I know you're a mother and I'm a mother, and we know it. We live it firsthand. And so with all of the struggles and all of the things that the world gives to us to walk through on a daily basis, we decided to offer as gift to our parents this program to say, come and spend a little time with us and let us help you. Let us give you this gift so that you too can take back to your children and feel good about what's happening in your home and how you're growing. And so that's what we did. And then I really want to thank you, because kind of simultaneously, the Office of Catholic Schools heard the cry of the hearts of some of our pastors who also have that on their hearts. What can we do to help our parents grow in their faith? And so Mr. Joe Rosalino pulled together a gathering of our area pastors and principals and presidents of our little family of schools on the North Shore, and had a time for us just to sit and chat and share ideas and share concerns. And at that time, I shared what we were doing at St. Peter's, and they really liked it, and they thought that maybe, just maybe, if we work very hard together and pool our resources and share our resources, that we could offer this as a family of schools in our little area for all of our parents. And that's right where we are now. We've met, and we're going to meet with our pastors at the end of May, and I feel just very excited that as a family of schools, as you love to refer to so often we can come together and share our gifts and share our talents and help build each other up and build our people up too.
And I think that's so neat that it came out of the Office of Religious Education at your school, because, I mean, at your parish, because the school is one of many ministries of the parish. And the more that the different ministries can work together, I mean, that's just accomplishing our mission as one church.
Absolutely.
And then the schools working together. I think that's great. I'm really excited about this, and I know that the pastors are as well. So I look forward to great things from that program. You know, also at St. Peter's, I hear there's great things happening, and do you want to share some things with us?
I would love to. You know, we just wrapped up our Soul Day, and Soul is S-O-O-L, and we call it Service Out of Love. And we invited any of our students from 1st to 7th grade to gather with their friends and to really pray and think about some way that they could make a difference in the world with a certain charity or an individual. And they did just that. And during their recesses on a particular Friday, we had just sort of one giant lemonade and cupcake stand at St. Peter's School, where students got together and other students came, and they all developed, each group developed a poster saying what they were raising monies for, and they helped bake the cookies at home or stir the lemonade. And it was a tremendous success. It was just a great opportunity to empower the children, to make a difference. And I got the word today that we raised almost $2,000 through that one little bake sale and lemonade endeavor at one recess on one day. And we have invited the organizations who will be receiving the monies to come to school so that we can present a check, and we'll have the children do that. So we're very excited about our Soul Day.
You know, and as I go through the Archdiocese and visit so many schools, I really see several programs, so many programs, where our children are allowed to live their faith, whether it's through service or whether through an initiative like this. And they're learning the Catholic faith is all about helping others and making the world a better place in the name of Jesus. And that's just such a wonderful thing and a wonderful opportunity for our students to live their faith.
It is. I mentioned in a meeting today that something had a profound impact on my life. I heard a priest once say that all that we do should come from the fact that we know how much that God loves us and how totally in love He is with us, and so we want to give back in love because we are so loved. And so that's the premise of our Soul Day. Because we are so loved, we want to give back to God out of love and to His people. And so it's a very powerful thing to watch. I say, you know, you can change the world one cupcake at a time, one glass of lemonade at a time makes a big difference.
Well, Melody, I thank you so much for your ministry to Catholic education, and I thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Jan. God bless.
You can find out more about good things going on at St. Peter online at www.stpetercov.org. And we'll be right back for our regular mailbag session focusing on the strategic plan for Catholic schools.
The science of learning is an imperfect one, but Louisiana Catholic schools have consistently instituted a formula for success. An astonishing 95% of Catholic school students go on to college, and last year they brought with them over $185 million in scholarship awards. Shouldn't you invest in success and the confident leaders of tomorrow? Louisiana Catholic schools, in a class of their own.
Welcome back once again to Our Schools, Our Future. Every month, we're going to set some time aside to discuss and take questions about the strategic plan for Catholic schools. And every month, a new member of the Strategic Planning Committee will join me to talk about the work of the committee, and also so you, the community, can get to know these people who are working so hard for the future of our Catholic schools. Joining me tonight is Carmel Meyer, principal of St. Leo the Great in New Orleans. Welcome, Carmel, and thank you for being here.
I'm glad to be here, Dr. Lancaster.
Well, I appreciate you serving on the committee. We've been meeting for a while now.
Yes.
And I would just like you to explain to our audience, what role do you play in the process? And tell us your experience of the process so far.
Okay. Well, I represent the elementary level of the committee, and I'm on the public relations part. That's the subcommittee. But we also have very intense meetings where everyone has input. And I think that's a good thing, that we all comment, pros and cons of whatever subject, and everyone has to listen and respect each other's opinion.
And they may be real different.
And they're often are
discussion.
different, but that's the part of being on the committee, to come to a consensus. It may not be your opinion, what you think, but we have to do what's best as a whole. So that's the purpose.
And probably through those discussions and the disagreement, you come up with a better product.
Yes.
I would think so.
Yes. Many, oftentimes it's good to listen to others' opinions that you may not have thought, or suggestions. And I think that plays a big role in a diverse community and a diverse committee.
Right, right. And if you can tell me a little bit, I mean, how have you found working with the whole task force as a whole, and the different areas in which people have come together in their focus groups?
Well, it's been interesting, because many of the people on the committee I had not known before. I only had met one or two. So we've come to learn each other, you know, what the sore topics are for each other. But I think we are still working for the benefit of the Archdiocese Office of Catholic Schools, and that's the main point. So
right.
We give our time, and oftentimes it's longer than we want to be there, but we have to have a commitment, and that's what we've done.
Well, you all have spent a lot of time there, and we really appreciate that. I think what's so important about the strategic plan is that it really is going to be the blueprint for the future.
Yes, it is.
And we've had a lot of input.
Yes.
What we've done so far.
Yes.
From the surveys, what trends or things have you found in the discussions?
Well, we breaking up in the subcommittees, like I was on public relations, and many people, in fact, the lady that chaired that is not an educator, but she's a public relation expert. So there are many things that were brought to the table that I did not think of, but that she's used to doing, or our subcommittee is used to doing. So I've learned a lot with that. And I think with everyone, the subcommittees brought out a lot. We turned in a lot of data, did a lot of research on what works and what doesn't work, and what can be best used for the Office of Catholic Schools. So I learned a lot, and I think everyone on the committee learned a lot also.
Well, I've been amazed by the data that I've seen and what's been compiled, and that the focus groups were able to utilize. That has just been amazing to me.
Yes.
And it gives a bigger picture, I think, of our family of schools and the blueprint for the future. One of the things that I'm excited about are the town hall meetings that are coming up, and actually they're going to be all through April. So I'm really excited about that. During the town hall meetings, people will have the opportunity to really give their input into the strategic plan and how they see the future of Catholic education within our region. And we really want people who not only send their kids to Catholic schools, but we also want people who maybe serve the community in another way. So as you said, we can get different perspectives on Catholic education and what that future needs to look like, that blueprint. So I think the more people we have coming in and taking part in the town hall meetings, the better. Something you brought up while we were talking before the show, we are still, I mean, and I'd like your opinion on this as well, we are still in pretty much of the collecting data stage.
Yes.
You know, no decisions have been made. And have you found that people are asking that question?
Yes, and I think that's very important for people to know. For something as important as this, we don't need for persons to think that it's a done deal, whatever decisions made. There's still a lot to do. Nothing has been finalized. I think the town hall meetings is just an excellent idea to give input. And I think everyone should have input so that they can buy into it, because if not, it'll look like it was dictated, and that's not the purpose at all. So.
No, and that's really not the case, as you said. I mean, serving on that committee, we know that, and all of the data that we've seen and what the town hall meetings are going to bring
and
to
I really
us as well.
encourage people to turn out because it's important. It affects everyone, not just those that work in the schools, but all the communities. So if there are town hall meetings in your area, please try to, I'm asking those that have not gone to take this opportunity to come and pass opinions and ask questions. Because it's going to affect everybody.
Right.
So.
And I've been impressed with our consultants, Dr. John Convey and Dr. Linda Fury. They are very thorough in their questioning, and they really seem to take every piece of data and information that they get. We're almost out of time, but I want to just, I came to your school to visit. It's such a special place. Could you just touch on maybe one initiative that you all are doing at St. Leo's?
Well, thank you. St. Leo is a pre-K 6 configuration, and we focus a lot on writing, creative writing. All the classes, we do writing every day. We have Spanish there, we have an art teacher, we have many other extracurricular activities. I think my teachers work very hard, as most principals do, and I always think that's the background of your school, having good teachers that's dedicated. I mean, none of us wake up and say, oh, I hate going to work. We're all there early and we're all there late. So it makes a difference when you want to be someplace.
And you know, as I walked through your campus and I went to the different classrooms, what I saw was you could feel the Catholicity. You could feel that Catholic identity, and in the way the teachers taught, and the way they had they treated each child as sacred, and which we know every being is. So to see that in the schools, it was just a wonderful feeling. So
that's very important.
Well, you know, I just want to thank you so much for being here today and telling us about the strategic plan.
Good.
And when we come back, we'll put two of our educators into the spotlight right here on Our Schools, Our Future on WLAE. But while we take a short break in the studio, you'll hear about one of our excellent Catholic schools, St. Peter Claver.
And we ask you to bless this school building.
St. Peter Claver School, the new St. Peter Claver School, dedicated now to God. It's a comfortable, contemporary, technologically up-to-date place where kids can grow mentally and spiritually.
We've been dreaming about this day. Before the hurricane, we were going to build onto our school. The hurricane came and we never thought we'd ever be able to rebuild or even have a new school.
With prayer, hard work, and help from FEMA and the Archdiocese, they were able to renovate and rebuild.
Well, we were able to actually create a lot more space, which is a blessing for us. We were able to bring our student body together, really. They were kind of spread out on the campus. So this actually allowed us to bring them together so that we're, as we say, we're family. So we wanted to have that feeling of family.
And the family played a big part in this official dedication celebration. And even though they are surrounded by newness, there is the constant here.
Jesus will walk the halls and the classrooms of St. Peter Claver Catholic School. And he will show himself in a special way through your teachers, through their love, through their concern, by the way that they teach you.
They want good examples everywhere here, in the classroom, at halls, and even in the artwork. This mural, painted by a local artist.
I was very excited. I felt like this was a chance for me to do my 16th chapel. And my career started in this neighborhood at Tremay Center with Tambourine and Fan, and I did a lot of murals in this area for the last 15 years.
3 new statues were commissioned for the school.
Catherine Drexel, who allowed for African Americans and Native Americans to gain an education in an area in which they were being deprived of it. Henriette DeLille for her advancements being a woman of color to establish a religious order here in New Orleans and Louisiana. And of course, Peter Claver, because of what he stood for, taking care of the slaves as they came over.
Sculptor Marcus Brown's family goes to St. Peter Claver Church.
I just chose to depict St. Peter Claver unshackling a slave because I felt like he was, at that time, no one really was thinking about the slaves as being human in Spain, and St. Peter Claver was a revolutionary in that sense back then.
And now taking a stand in front of this new school, where kids who are nurtured in faith are eager to see all of the possibilities ahead for them.
Real TV.
I'm Janet Gross for Issues and Faith.
Welcome back to Our Schools, Our Future. I have with me Joe Pacho, President of Xavier University Prep, and Marguerite Celestin, President of St. Scholastica Academy. Both serve on the Bessie Non-Public School Commission. Thank you all so much for being here today.
And thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to be with you.
Oh, well, thank you. Joe, I'll start with you.
Okay.
Could you please tell me a little bit about what you all do and how this came about?
This is an advisory council to the Bessie Board, and basically the members of that commission are appointed by Bessie members. And that allows us the opportunity to dialogue and have a forum to look at issues that potentially could impact non-public schools. It's an invaluable part, I think, to the process of ensuring that we have a chance to look at some of the legislative issues that Bessie will certainly address in terms of non-public schools, and the opportunity for us to have significant input and deliberation into that process.
Oh, well, thank you. And Marguerite, you've been on the commission for a while now. Could you just tell us a little bit about the process, how often you meet, and some of the things that maybe you all have discussed and other people that serve on the commission?
We meet several times a year. Sometimes it's once a month, sometimes it's less frequent than that, but we meet at the pleasure of Bessie, in that when Bessie has anything that is going to affect the non-public schools, then the Non-Public School Commission meets to, as Joe said, so that we can have input into those matters. I would say one of the biggest things that we've dealt with in the last several years is the revision of the curriculum and the curriculum requirements for K through 12. And one of the issues that we worked on in the last couple of years was there was a move to have a 4th social studies credit for high school students. And we knew that that was going to be difficult for our students in the sense of adding a requirement that would take away from an elective, and then with our students also having religion as a required subject, there's not a lot of room in the day. And so what we worked on after much discussion was asking them to accept one of our religion credits as in lieu of the social studies credit. So what they have done is to term it religious studies, which gives us the opportunity to teach many aspects of religion, and that then is being counted as a fourth social studies, or in lieu of the 4th social studies credit. So that's been a good thing for us.
Well, while I'm not on the commission, I have been at some of the meetings, and what I find so interesting is that you have speakers from the governor's office and from different aspects of the government that come and talk to you, and they really do want your opinion and bring it back to Bessie, and I find that to be very interesting. Have you found that to be something that has happened in your time on the board?
And I think that's a key component, the fact that they do bring those issues to us, and it allows us the opportunity to really have that valuable input to understand what is being proposed, how it impacts non-public schools, and then we in turn address that in terms of trying to either refine or to come up with possibly some alternative options that, in lieu of what might be initially suggested, might benefit us as non-public schools.
Right, right. And you've been on the commission for how long now?
A long time. I don't remember how long, but I would say close to 10 years.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. That is great. And you know, we are almost out of time, and I want to hear about some things happening at your schools. So, Joe, I know I hear that band. That band is wonderful.
Great,
and
great
everywhere
band.
I go, they're there.
Great band, great young ladies. Also, of course, you know, we are in our 96th year, getting ready and preparing for the centennial in several years. But also the fact that we serve a large population of the uptown community and the city at large. And we're grades 7 through 12, twice recognized as a Blue Ribbon School of Excellence. And in addition to that, our graduates do extremely well in terms of admittance to college, 100% last year, generating over $3.1 million in scholarships. But as well, athletically, we're doing well too, and I'm extremely proud of our indoor track and field team, who are 2012 state champs. And we have, I understand as of yesterday, Coach of the Year in basketball in the district, 3A, and the basketball team, in fact, won the district this year. So I'm really proud of them across the board, both academically and athletically.
Oh, well, that's great, and thank you so much for your ministry in Catholic education.
Thank you.
And Marguerite, I'm very familiar with SSA. I was principal of Mary Queen of Peace, which was a feeder school. And so if you could tell us a little bit about what's going on at SSA.
Well, we've had a great deal of transition in the last few years as we have moved to the one-to-one computing program. And we've gone from the Lenovo to this year we've put in the iPad 2 for our students. And while it's a transition, it's also very exciting because there's so many things that you can do with that. The other program that we have put in the last couple of years is our digital arts creative media that gives our students such an advantage in terms of things that they are able to learn that will prepare them for that type of future and get them accepted into colleges. And we also are very proud of the success rate that they've had. And from drama to athletics, we excel in many ways. Our soccer team has just been state runners-up this year. We've been there for the 4th year in a row. One other thing we're proud of is the fact that we have received the LSU Golden Achievement Award for 4 years in a row, which is one of the top schools in the state in terms of the students that we send to LSU. So SSA is proud to be a program of excellence in many ways.
Well, and I thank you also for your dedication to Catholic education. You know, as I go to these schools and I speak with all the administrators, I'm just so proud of our family of schools. We have so many accomplishments, and I think the most important part is in visiting both of your schools, I really see the Catholicity. So I thank you so much for what you've given to Catholic education over the years.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank everyone here at WLAE for helping make this program possible. I'm excited about the future of our Catholic schools, and I hope you are too. Thanks for watching, and I hope to have you back again next month for another episode of Our Schools, Our Future.